All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So today we're going to be looking at about 2.5 months with the OnePlus 10 Pro. This has been great, man. I got this at launch, and I've been pretty happy with it. I knew as soon as I saw this device, I was going to like it and want to use it. And there's so much about this device that I really enjoy compared to some other Android devices that I have. So I do have a lot of Android devices. One of my primary, obviously, is going to be the S22 Ultra. This is probably one of my other primary devices that I genuinely love. And then my other main device is going to be the iPhone 13 Pro Max. So this OnePlus 10 Pro kind of sits in a special spot for me for Android because I like the build quality on the OnePlus 10 Pro. It is just like the perfect size. And if I'm being honest, if they were to make the iPhone at this size, basically narrower, the iPhones, people think they love this design right here, but like iPhone users, I tell them, hey, you really should, this is a better feel. And they just like, it's too long. But I'm just telling you, in hand, the OnePlus 10 Pro, along with other devices that are built this way. Let me see what else I got here. These are like the perfect size devices as far as 20:9 ratio, to have in daily use. This is like the perfect hardware for daily use. I mean, and the reason I say this is kind of like the middle ground or best of both worlds for the hardware is because it's got the roundedness of the iPhone 13 Pro Max. And then it's got the Android software, and it's about the size, obviously, same size screen or so as the S22 Ultra, but the S22 Ultra is boxy. And, everybody, I think people should understand, everybody has their preference and what they prefer. Every time I say I don't like the hardware, the boxiness of the S22 Ultra, some people get really bent out of shape. But, hey, everybody, you prefer that. I don't prefer that. The Ultra is like the ultimate device. But to me, the S21 Ultra feels worlds better because obviously it takes on the design patterns like this phone right here with the rounded corners. So if in fact you are a person who felt some type of way about the hardware on the OnePlus, I think, after 2 months straight and a little bit longer actually, you will really like the feel of this device. I mean, it genuinely is just perfect hardware in my opinion. Now, along with that hardware, you do get an in-screen fingerprint reader, you get facial recognition, which both are really fast. It didn't work. The facial recognition didn't work that time I was trying to show you. But the in-screen fingerprint reader is really fast. The facial recognition is really fast. It's just a all-around great package, man. I mean, this package put together is doggone near flawless for hardware, in my opinion. Now, the one dislike, obviously you know what it is. It's these shiny sides. I don't like them on any device, and I prefer the matte sides on devices when available. Having matte all the way around the sides, to me, just keeps it looking clean. It keeps it looking fresh at all times. And then, the iPhone 13 Pro Max, it has those shiny sides too. And I'm just not a fan of them. That's just the way I feel about them. I'm not a fan of the glossy sides, the stainless steel sides on there. But that aside, no pun intended, this is something that all phones should have, is a vibrate mute switch, and I'm glad Apple has stuck to that on theirs as well. This is just it's a killer feature that will save you in a pinch if you need to switch quickly. You can turn it all the way to off. You can hit it to vibrate or sound. I think that has got to be one of the best features on any device. You definitely need a vibrate switch for the hardware. So after that, they did a super upgrade on their cameras, folks. They show improved by putting out good cameras finally on. Let me see if I got some photos I can show you here. They finally put out some great some good cameras on their device. Come on, unlock. Rotation. They finally have like the better cameras on their device, man. This is really solid camera footage. Now I did a slow motion Is it this here? No, it's this one right here. I did a slow motion video. I thought this was super cool right here. The slow motion on here it's moving so slow you probably can barely see it move, but the cameras on here, absolutely great, man. This is just great footage. I took some photos. I think they have stepped up their game so much. It's just incredible, man. They have done a phenomenal job when it comes to their cameras. And I think they finally deserve a hit from me because I've been critical of them for their cameras on every device. I think their cameras, they kept selling it as fantastic cameras and things like that. And I thought just the opposite. Video footage was important to me. And when I showed the video footage on here, you know, some people were astonished that it was actually these cameras, but it is in fact these cameras. And the front and rear cameras have been greatly improved. And, you know, photos taking on here, some people, you know, talk about shutter lag and things like that. I don't find any kind of shutter lag on here, like not to where I'm just going to be pissed off that it's, you know, taking it too slow or I'll miss a moment. I don't feel like I'll miss a moment with these cameras. I think the cameras do great for what they are. Those quick shots like that, they look really good to me. And I'm happy that OnePlus finally got their cameras right. Just having the Hasselblad name means nothing if you're not producing the footage like Hasselblad does with their lenses and cameras. So, tech specs on here are what you would expect by today's standards. You know, having 8 gigs of RAM or 12 gigs of RAM, and then you have the 50 megapixel shooter, 6.7 inch, 1440 by 3216. This display is absolutely beautiful. Let me see if I can load up something for you here. And let's take a listen to the speakers, I guess. All right, guys, so here we are. It's a little windy out as usual. I wanted to show you. I like the cameras on here. I like the speakers on here, and I love the screen. Super bright, vivid, beautiful. This is just a win, folks. There's no reason to dislike this screen. I don't know of anybody who would dislike the screen. It's punchy, it's vibrant, it's vivid. The speakers on here, the stereo speaker setup, isn't the loudest, but it's definitely fantastic for what it is. My full leg room. Again, I'm a tall guy, but I have tons and tons of leg room in here. And passengers now will have the leg room too. Fantastic, man. This is a beautiful, beautiful screen. And I think if you decide to pick this up, fine. If you don't have this already and you're still in the market of thinking about grabbing this device, man, I think you're going to be totally happy with it. This is a beautiful, beautiful display. And speaker quality is, like I said, is great too. So I think OnePlus has done their due diligence with this device because it's checking all these boxes. I think the only gripe people had probably was the price. And I could see why. I mean, because the storage options for the US is lame. You know, 128 gigs. We definitely deserve more than that. But hey, there is a 12 gig, 5 gig version and a 12 gig, 256 gig version, but they're non-existent in the US unless you import. And so those are the drawbacks more than likely that people will have a complaint with about this device. So battery life obviously is really solid with a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. I don't think you can go wrong with it. You should be able to make it through a day and then some. So, but remember, battery life depends on how you're using your device, what you have on your device. There's too many things going, your network signal, everything. Now, one silly con that I have, I know I can disable this. I just, swiping down, I always forget and swipe down from that side right there and end up coming back down over here, But nonetheless, I'm happy with this device. And I think plenty of you, if you give it a chance, if you're able to get past the price or you can get it on some kind of promo, 128 gigs is a lot of storage, folks. It may not be a lot for some people who keep things on their device, but if a person wants this device and you just have to have more storage, you're going to have to import the 512 gig version or the 256 gig version. So it's up to you to determine how you want to do that, but there's plenty of places where you can get it, the higher models. This is the compatibility for the US bands or models. I can't guarantee that. So that's why I went with the US model, because I knew I was going to want to use this on different networks. So with that being said, man, this is a beautiful device. I still love it. I mean, I could go on and on about the screen and the hardware and things like that. I think this is the better color. I don't like the black looking color. I just think it's not ugly or anything like that. I just think when companies offer color devices like this, I think you should just anything other than black, just jump on it. And I use a clear case right here. I've been using this case for quite some time, since I bought it actually. So I mean, if in fact you want a beautiful stock Android device, because customizations, and I didn't get into software much because we all know OnePlus's software is pretty much stock Android, and if you want customizations, this is where you can get it in the OnePlus devices right out of the box. Like if you're a Pixel person and you think you are not getting enough with your stock Android customizations, here's where you come in, and this is where you can quickly come in and customize nearly everything on the device. So you know, it's up to you to determine how you want to customize your device. But I say that OnePlus has always been good with adding their customizations to their devices. They've just done right by consumers, and you know, having this as a straight option right away. So it's your man Jay. If you like customizations, if you like stock Android, if you want a beautiful display, and if you want a powerful device, because this has the Snapdragon 8 Gen number 1 first gen, so it's a win-win for those who are actually into powerhouse Android devices. Now, it's not the smallest powerhouse Android device, but I think it'll work based on everyone's needs. I've noticed that some people have small hands and they still use a jumbo-sized device like this right here. They'll have a big device like this, and they don't even have the massive hands that I have. So, you know, sometimes I make these phones look like little toys, people say. So it's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is a killer device. I don't think you can go wrong with it. And I think if you decide to grab it at this point in the game, it's amazing how technology seems old after a while, right? Like, this is a killer. There's someone out there, this is all they have. They don't have all of this and all these other devices. They don't have all of that. So sometimes people forget, like tech enthusiasts, I'll say, forget that there are people out there that they want to hear how you're using this device 2 months later or 4 months later or 6 months later, if you're getting any bugs or anything like that. And people often ask, if I have a bug or an issue with the device, I will tell you. But if I don't mention it, I'm not experiencing it. So, you know, all the little things that you don't mention, that you don't hear about, is the IP68 rating. And it says T-Mobile only if you read some places, but OnePlus just isn't paying for the rating, but this has an IP rating as well, IP68. And then, you know, you just have Corning Gorilla Glass Victus, 525 pixels per inch, obviously the always on display. It's just a whole bunch going on with this device, and it seems like it's getting slept on for whatever reason. I guess OnePlus isn't doing the the most with pushing their products anymore, I guess. The fact that it has the fast charging, 65 watts. It does 80 watts, 1 to 132 minutes on the international version, but they don't include the 80 watt charger for the US. They give us the 65 watt charger, which is 1 to 58% in 15 minutes. So it can still get to, I've charged this to 100 within like an hour and 4 or 5 minutes or something like that. Like maybe an hour, maybe about, I think I've done it in 59 minutes or something like that. Or, because it starts to slow down so the battery doesn't get too hot and the device doesn't get too hot. But yeah, there's a lot to like about this, man. And I genuinely really like this device. It's working good on Fezibo. It's working good on Verizon. It's working good on AT&T. It's working good on T-Mobile. T-Mobile has the better download speeds and streaming services technically, but Verizon has the best coverage. And right now it's on Fezibo Wireless, which is Verizon's network. And I don't get any drop calls when I'm traveling. I always have service, even if it drops to 3G. And that means the other phones I'm carrying are on no service. And that's generally how it is. So it's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. Quick follow-up. Man, I still love this device. I hope you're enjoying yours. If you're having any problems with yours, let's talk about it in the comments and see if maybe I missed something or something like that. I don't know, but I'm genuinely ready for another OnePlus device. and I want them to bring a smaller, more powerful OnePlus device. I have a few OnePlus devices. I have the 9 Pro still. I have the new Nord N20, and I think I got some more. I forgot what other OnePlus devices I have, but OnePlus generally is a good brand. To me, this is just they're starting to now get their groove and bring out some powerhouse devices, but I honestly don't see any marketing for this device at all. Not on carriers, not from OnePlus, nothing. So it's a good phone, man. It's a good phone, and if you decide you want to grab one, you can say that Jay told you it was kind of sweet. It's your man Jay. I'm out.